Hello guys, we are back with another video. Today we are going to see the promise.any. Promise.any takes, as you can see from here, this example that it takes an iterable, and this iterable will consist of array of promise object. As you can see, the line number 8, I have this array promises where it consists of 3 other promises. Also, this can be a plain values, like I'm given 123 here. So that's what promise.any takes, and in turn it returns another promise. That is why we are trying to resolve it using then. And so what happens, it takes the iterable and it returns a new promise with the value of the any of the promise which get resolved first. So basically it returns a single promise that resolves as soon as any of the promises in the iterable fulfills. So let's say we have these many iterables, and let's say the promise 1 resolves first, then promise.any will immediately return a new promise having the value of this promise 1. So promise.any is concerned about the fulfillment of any of the promises. As soon as it sees some of the promise getting fulfilled, it will immediately return the value. And if we compare promise.any with promise.raise was concerned about the settlement of the promise, but promise.any is concerned about the fulfillment. So settlement meant either the promise get fulfilled or it gets rejected. So both means it got settled. So promise.raise will return immediately whenever it sees any of the promise getting resolved or rejected. Whichever comes first, it will just return that. But any is a different case. It is concerned about the success, it is concerned about the fulfillment, not only the settlement. Whenever promise.any sees anything getting settled, it will return the value. But we have some questions in our mind, like let's say what happens if none of the promises get fulfilled or they are not successful. In those cases, it will return a rejected promise having an aggregate error. It's a new error class which basically uses a subclass of error, and it groups together individual errors. So promise.any will return the aggregate error in the cases where all of the promises get rejected, or for example we pass the empty promises, and the iterable is empty. Let's say we will just pass the empty iterable. In this case as well, we'll get the aggregate error response, and rest of the cases, if all of the promises get rejected, then also we'll get the aggregate error. So that's the thing. But even if single promise get resolved or it get fulfilled, we will see the value, and our promise.any will resolve to a value. Now we'll take this example to understand it more. So in our case, we have 3 promises: promise 1, promise 2, promise 3. Promise 1 is basically a rejection, promise 2 is basically a resolve, but it will resolve immediately because the delay is only 100 millisecond. The third value is again a resolve, but it takes more time. That is why we are naming it as slow. The value is slow here. Here value is quick because it takes less time. I'll remove this normal value for now. And now if I run this, then what will happen? We know that this promise 2 will resolve first. As a result, promise.any will return this particular value. And so yeah, let's run it and see. I'm gonna run it, and yeah, so we are seeing it has returned quick. Now that means that we are getting the fulfilled value first, and what happens, it just will pass a normal value. Then what happens, we'll see that as well. We'll run it, and yeah, we are seeing that because here there is no time delay, it will immediately get resolved. 123 is normal value. So as again I'm repeating this thing, I've repeated this thing in my other videos as well, that all this iterable can consist of either promise object or the normal value as well. Normal value will get resolved immediately without any delay. Now we'll just change it. I'll not pass anything here, just a normal just a empty array, and see what happens. I'll just clear the console and I'll run it again, and hopefully we'll see the error. And it's not showing the error because we don't have the catch block, because error will go to catch block. And let's catch the error and now run it again. Hopefully it, yeah, this is, we are seeing the error here. And also, if instead of this empty array, if I just pass on an iterable having a rejected promise, then also we'll get the error. Yeah, again we are getting the error. So it's very clear that promise.any will return only, it will resolve only whenever one of the promises is getting resolved. But in the cases where none of the promises getting resolved, all is getting rejected, or in cases where the iterable is empty, it will throw an error, it will give us an aggregate error response. So this is about the promise.any. Now we'll try to write a polyfill of promise.any. We'll create our promise.any. So promise.myany, as usual, what we do always, a function and an iterable of promises, and then we have closed the curly braces. Now yeah, so we have this array, and we have to write our own thing. So what we'll do, we know that promise.any returns a new promise, so obviously we'll have to return a new promise from here for sure. And this promise object takes an callback. I'm given the callback will have these two parameters, resolve and reject. We have been doing all this again and again, so it'll be clear to all of you if you are following me the other videos as well. Now what we'll have to do is we'll have to basically loop through the promises. So we'll use promise dot for each to, we'll have a single promise, and then what we are going to do is we will try to resolve this and see the value, and whenever we get the value, we'll resolve it immediately, because promise.any is concerned about the fulfillment. If it get fulfilled, then we need to just resolve it. We should not wait for other promises to run. But beside this, then we should have a catch block as well, and catch block will have the arrow, and we have to see how many promises getting rejected. So for that we need to have the count of the rejected count. I'll name it. Initially the rejected count is 0. Whenever it comes under the catch block, means the promise got rejected, so we'll increase the count. Now let's say promises dot length is 0, means this iterable is empty. In that case, and also if the rejected count is equal to promises dot length, what does it means whatever promises we have got, those many promises got rejected. That is why rejected count has become equal to promises dot length, or promises dot length itself is empty. Means both of these cases, as I explained before, we need to reject, but we need to throw an error, and this should be aggregate error. It's a new class of error, aggregate error, and here we will pass a error object, sorry, error class we have to use, error class, and we will write some error, and the message what we want to give to this aggregate error is all promises were rejected. This is what the message we are going to give. I will expand it a bit so that you people understand. So what we have done, if our promises dot length is 0, means there is the iterable is empty, or our rejected count is equal to our promises array length, means all of the promises got rejected. In both of the cases we need to finally reject the promise, and we need to pass the aggregate error. So I have just instantiated the aggregate error object, and in that we have passed one error, and that is a new error, and we just have written that this is some error, and the message what we want to pass to the aggregate error is all promises were rejected. And yeah, I think that's it. And this is what implementation looks like. What we are gonna do is, I'll just copy this, I'll keep it on the top, and instead of using any directly here, I'll use my any, and I'll try to run and see all the cases working fine or not. So first I'll see what happens when I pass promise1. Promise1 is a reject. So ideally I'll just clear this console. It should throw an error. Yes, we are seeing the error. And what happens if it is empty? It should again throw an error, and it's not showing anything. So guys, it looks like that again we have missed handling the normal values. Like this 123 was causing issue, that is why we are ending up in catch. So what's happening is 123 is a normal value, and we are trying to resolve it directly, and that's why that's not a promise, and that will not work, and finally we are getting a rejection. So to handle such normal values, we need to wrap it with promise.resolve. Ideally what we are doing is we are making the normal value a promise, and we should always be doing this. I purposefully leave it for last to handle this case, to highlight this thing, that we should always handle the normal value with this promise.resolve. We have to make that as promise, and I think if we run this now, it should work fine. And yeah, we are seeing this 123, this normal value case, and if we remove this, then ideally which one should get resolved? Then ideally this, whichever is quick, will get resolved first. Yes, and yeah, that's working fine. And again, coming back to this thing, the empty one, let's see what happens here. It basically it doesn't print anything here. It's not going in catch. I'll just look into this. So this empty case is not working. What I believe that what's happening is the promise, whenever this is empty, so this for each is not running even once, and that is why we are missing this condition. So ideally it should go to the top out of for each. So what we'll do is, and we'll keep this error at the top. And once we see this length being 0, we should immediately reject it. No need to even run this, and we should get rid of this condition. This is not required, and in this case also we should reject it. There is no need to return anything from the for each. That's not, we got this value. And also in the other case where our promise1, this is a reject, if we pass that, like we are passing only single value which is getting rejected. Yeah, this is also throwing error, so that is also fine. But instead of this, if we pass all of it, then it should give us the value quick, because this should get resolved. Yeah, we are getting that. So, and now we can see that normal case, where the normal values if we are passing, we should get that as well. Yeah, so that's it. It's working fine. We had some issues handling the empty array, and we have successfully handled that. We kept the error at the top, and we just checked, like if it is empty array, we are immediately rejecting it, and if it is not, then we are using this for each and looping through each of the promises. And if we see that rejected count is equal to the promise.length, then we should reject the error. And yeah, so that's it guys. See you in the next video. Thank you.